Let's talk about the most underrated games in the Assassin's Creed series, Assassin's Creed Unity. Now look, I know what you're thinking. Unity had a rough launch. Glitches, bugs, frame rate issues, and it kinda still does. It became a meme overnight. But here's the thing, once the dust settled, once the patches dropped, and the years went by, Unity quietly became one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever made. And honestly, it still holds up today. Let's start with the world. Unity's version of revolutionary France is just breathtaking. This is the first AC game built exclusively for next gen at the time, skipping the Xbox 360 and PS3, and the results were stunning. The city of Paris in this game feels alive, not just a backdrop, but a character in itself. From the cramped alleyways to the sprawling rooftops to the crowds of NPCs rioting in the street, Paris just feels real. And the attention to detail, you could literally go inside hundreds of buildings. A feature we still haven't seen done this well in later entries. No loading screens, no transitions, just seamless exploration. Graphically, Unity was way ahead of its time. The lighting engine in this game still blows us away. Sunlight bleeding through the stained glass windows inside Notre Dame, flickering candlelight in smoky taverns, golden sunsets casting long shadows across cobbled streets. It's just a work of art. When you compare it to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which came out only a year earlier, the jump in visuals is insane. And honestly, I still think no other Assassin's Creed game has matched Unity's visual fidelity. Even in 2025, Shadows looks good, Valhalla looks great, Mirage has its style, but Unity feels cinematic. And don't get me started on the parkour. This was the tightest and smoothest parkour system the series has ever had. Arno's animations were fluid, weighty, and reactive. You could feel the realistic physics in every jump, vault, and climb. Whether you were free running across rooftops or dropping down in narrow alleyways, it felt right. They added dedicated up and down parkour buttons, which let you control your movement like never before. Climbing felt like a skill again, something you had to master, not just hold a button and go. And when it came to the feeling of being an assassin, Unity absolutely nailed it. Sneaking through candlelit interiors, stalking guards from balconies, blending into massive crowds. This was the first time in a while you really felt like you were playing an actual assassin, not just a warrior in a hood. The stealth mechanics were tighter, the missions were more open-ended, and the vibe was just right. Not to mention that they added a dedicated stealth button, and it just worked. Let's talk about the story. Was it perfect? Absolutely not, but it had something special. Arno Dorian might not be the most iconic protagonist in the series, but he had depth. His relationship with Elise, his personal motivations, his fall from nobility to chaos, it all felt more grounded and personal than most AC characters. It wasn't about saving the world, it was about revenge, betrayal, loss, and love in a time of revolution. And the writing had a certain tone to it. Serious, historical, but also romantic and tragic in the way that matched the era perfectly. And sure, the story wasn't amazing, but Arno, he was a fantastic character. Let's not forget about the sound design. The ambient noise of the streets, the murmurs of the revolution, the clanging of the bells, the distant shouts of protest, all of it immersed you in the world. And the soundtrack, beautiful, subtle, emotional. It fit every scene perfectly and gave the game an extra bit of soul. You weren't just playing in a digital world, you were living in it. Now yeah, the co-op, it was ambitious. Let's be honest. It was fun, but it was janky as hell. Laggy connections, weird glitches, and syncing issues made it all the more frustrating than fun sometimes. But still, the idea was cool as hell for its time. Being able to team up with your friends, take on assassinations together, customize your assassin, it added a fresh new layer of gameplay. Even if the servers are basically dead now, it's still a cool experiment that we haven't seen since. And that's such a shame because I loved the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed 4. So I kind of wish they brought it over, but I guess it's dead now. One thing people often overlook about Assassin's Creed Unity was just how much there was to do outside the main story. The game was packed with side content, and I'm not just talking about the copy and paste objectives. There was a lot of variety and depth, and most of it tied directly into the world. Murder mysteries. These were genuinely fun. You'd investigate crime scenes, examine clues, interrogate suspects, and try to piece together who the killer was. It felt like mini detective stories spread across Paris, and it made you feel like a real assassin investigating the chaos of the revolution. This was one of my favorite side quests to do, so if you haven't done them, give it a shot. Paris stories. These were short narrative-driven side quests involving everyday Parisians. Some were funny, others dark and emotional, and they all added more texture to the world. It gave you a sense of what life was like during the time, from political unrest to personal tragedies. Nostradamus Enigmas. This was for the puzzle lovers. These side quests involving solving riddles based on landmarks and symbols hidden around the city. It was a nice change of pace and really made you pay attention to the architecture and history of Paris. Heist missions. These were some of the most fun you could have. Infiltrating locations, stealing loot, and getting out without being seen. They were built with stealth in mind, and depending on your approach, they could go very wrong or very right. Super replayable. Co-op missions. While the co-op system had its issues, the actual missions were cool. You'd team up with others to pull off assassinations or large-scale operations, complete with optional objectives and stealth challenges. They were chaotic, but in a good way. Cafe theater and renovations. Unity brought back the idea of owning and upgrading your base. The cafe theater. You could restore rooms, unlock passive income, and even access exclusive missions through your cafe. It wasn't just cosmetic, it actually felt like you were rebuilding a little piece of Paris. And yeah, it's Assassin's Creed. It's gonna have a ton of collectibles. Unlocking different outfits, gear pieces, and weapons by completing missions or challenges gave you a reason to keep grinding. You could tailor Arno's look and stats to match your playstyle. Stealthy, combat heavy, or somewhere in between. I loved the amount of customization that was in this game, whether you were changing suits, weapons, and just the sheer variety was just unbelievable. I don't know about Masterpiece, but the game launched at the wrong time and on the wrong foot. But now, looking back, Assassin's Creed wasn't just a glitchy mess, it was a bold step forward in graphics, level design, atmosphere, and gameplay. And even now in 2025, it still stands tall. If you haven't played it, or you gave up on it back in 2014, give it another shot. I know that I gave up on it in 2014, but I picked it up early 2015, and I haven't regretted it since. Load it back up, put it on max settings, and walk through Paris at sunset. You'll see exactly what I mean. Unity wasn't just a pretty city with a story slapped on top. It was a deep and living world, filled with stuff to do that actually felt meaningful. The side content added personality to Paris. It made you want to stay, to explore, to learn about the people and the places you were fighting for. Even years later, most Assassin's Creed games haven't even quite captured the balance of atmosphere, freedom, and gameplay variety in side missions like Unity did. If this was one of your favorite games in the series, let us know. Put down a comment, because it was definitely mine. If you've liked this video, don't forget to thumbs up, maybe comment, subscribe. It would really help us out. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.